Now it's recording, okay? So you press it to stop. All right, so Joseph, let's talk about this lighting company. First off, so he's got a company that he's found. We're working out a deal. I think you're all gonna really like the terms of what he's been able to structure. So let's talk first off, how did you find this deal? Well, what kind of deal is it and how did you find it?
So I was at Residual Mastery with Austin Walsh, right? And I was sitting there, and they were sitting next to me, and so there was a part where they said, "Oh, we want you guys to talk to each other, and maybe do some joint ventures." And so I started talking to them and asking them questions about their business and what do they do and what do they need next. And as I was listening to their conversation, I could actually hear the deal forming itself in my head. I can hear the deal like, oh, there's this opportunity for partnership, and I'm listening to them and I'm making notes. I was scribbling furiously, and looking at all they have a NASA technology that's proven, FDA approved technology. They have a great model, really great product. They've done $1 million in sales in the product with no advertising, with no, they can't advertise it because they're not
UL listed.
they're not UL listed yet, so they can't advertise it. So just through word of mouth, just through people finding out who they are, they've sold units in 15 countries. So, the potential was just like staggering, and the thing that's missing for them is just some money to get UL listed. And once they're UL listed, then you just rip the gate right out of the thing, and the thing is just.
But don't they have somebody that wants to promote it on TV?
And they got invited to the Ellen DeGeneres show but they can't go because they're not UL listed. So the invitation's still there.
Because they can't handle the volume. As soon as that happens, what do you think is going to happen on the back end?
Yeah.
Sales are going to go up, and it won't be able to handle volume, and they'll implode.
Yeah.
So we got to build the infrastructure to make it happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hold on. Well, it varies, right? But we'll talk about how we're structuring the deal in a little bit. But let's keep going into the conversation that you had with them, right? So you're starting to hear opportunity.
Yeah.
So what was kind of going through your head, and what did we talk about? How'd that go?
Well, what was going through my head is I got to talk to Mike about this deal. So initially, all I did was just gather information. I didn't say, oh, I'm going to talk to this guy, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I just gathered information, let them talk to me about what, I asked that question. If money were no object, what would you do? And they told me exactly, like step by step, this is what I would do, this is what I would do. I said, great, this is a great candidate. In my head, I said, this is a great candidate for Mike. So once I gathered all that information, then I called Mike. So that was the next step. So I called Mike and I said, okay, well, here's what they've got, here's what they want to do. And, the thing that you said to me was really great. You said, well, this more than equity deal, this really sounds like,
Royalty.
yeah, a royalty deal. So this is what I want. 10% of gross, and I want an irremovable board seat,
And
a non-removable board seat.
equity too, right?
And what I
Convert.
yeah, so we want to be able to convert to equity 10%, right? So those are the three components of that deal. So then I wrote it up. I sent it to Mike. He said, okay, well that's good. We're still going to go over it with them. We haven't gone over it with them yet, but I gave them the overview of the deal, and they were like, yeah, we're in it.
We met them last night.
So, yeah.
They were already kind of agreed. They'll be here tonight, and they're going to sign the contract.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing that after class. We're doing that at 7:30?
Yeah.
So that'll be good. So let's talk about the deal that we've got. Anybody catch what it is and how he structured it? He did a licensing deal or a royalty deal, right? So we're getting how much of the company?
10%.
We're getting 10% off of what? The gross sales. No, I don't want the net,
I know.
right? Because it depends on marketing costs, sales, refunds, distribution, right? You have all those numbers can reduce the net. Salaries, all that reduces the net off the gross. What do we know the gross is already? It's $1 million. 10% of $1 million is how much? I want to do business with you guys, right? Because if that's all you think that 10% off $1 million is 10,000, we need to do deals. 10% off $1 million is 100,000. Okay, let's just get the real math going here. So if we have $100,000 coming in, whether or not they do any additional sales or not, right? Anything above $1 million, we still make 10%. Everybody with me on that?
Yes.
So we'll help them do different things in the business from, they say they've already figured out how to source it, how to have it made in America, how to do all these things. They've already got it. They need help with getting the UL licensing. There are people that we've already talked to that want to put in cash in order to make that happen. They will have to give up equity to make that happen, to get somebody else to do it. They're willing to do that.
Yes.
But we get 10%. Now, if the company is sold, which is what we plan on it down the road, after it's grown a lot, we want the company to be sold, that 10% royalty turns into equity. It converts over to equity. Because essentially, if the company's sold, our 10% would disappear.
Yeah.
The new buyers are going to continue to pay us 10% forever. But the way this deal is structured is we get 10% forever. Do y'all get what he's done, right? So he's got 10% forever. It converts to equity if the company's sold, which is really, that's the plan. Because, yeah, 100 grand, if it gets 2 million, 3 million, 5 million, once we do a couple of basic things, probably getting 10 to 15 million is probably not that hard.
Yeah.
Right? That's either IPO or actually what's probably going to happen is somebody's going to buy it. Because they want the technology of which they own the patent to, I believe,
Yes,
right?
they do.
They have the process, they have all of that. They're going to want to buy it. They're going to want the team, the resource, everything is already built into place, and they'll pay a premium.
And the thing that I'll say about it, just from I've been talking to them, I'm talking to them like 2-3 times a week now. They're amazing people. So that it's moving because you get to help really 2 amazing people, number one. Number two, that they're gonna, when they get the help they need, they're gonna be awesome. They're going to be awesome in front of people. They're going to help grow that company. They're really in it. They're really in it to be stewards of it. And so it's very moving for me to be able to, I love what I do because we can help people. And, that's why I like working with you, because we can really help people live their dream. And that's who you are to the people that need that and they don't know how to get it. And so that's a real power, I think, of the work that we're doing here, is to be able to help people like that. I'm sorry I get hold.
Well, no, you're
But,
good.
Yeah.
Think about it, though. Did anybody pick up that his deal is about the relationship? Right? We've been talking. You're making a difference. You're making a difference.
Yeah.
So it's, don't get me emotional.
Yeah.
It'll make me mad.
Yeah.
So when it comes from the heart, it makes a difference, right? We're not doing the deal just because of the money. These are good people that want to make a difference in the world and help a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Who's their primary candidate
Yeah.
that they do? Who's the market that they serve the most?
Well, they serve the baby boomer market, but they serve
What does it do for the baby boomers?
I'm going to tell you the deep stuff first, and then the fringe benefits,
Okay.
right? So your skin is a great way to absorb nutrients. So this is like a photonic light nutrient that goes into your skin and impacts your whole body, gives you more energy. I mean, I did one 30-minute treatment, and I was like stoked for like 15 days. Not like, and this is something that you can do every day. So you get all this energy from the light itself, just like you get vitamin D through skin absorption through sunlight. Well, these lights that they have, and there's so much research on this, helps your brain process better, helps all these things. That's number one. Number two, so it gives some healing properties to the body, but it also helps reduce fine lines and wrinkles and all that stuff. So there's the beauty market that really wants it, because it really does do that. And I mean, that's, in light technology, that's like a proven thing. You can reduce fine lines and wrinkles with light technology. But these whole other series of benefits inside of your own wellness, well-being, being centered, getting energy, and their price point. This is a machine that, you know, when NASA came up with this technology, the then CEO of Ford had like a whole chair made for him of those LED lights. That cost like almost $500,000. They have it because they own the patent on the technology. They actually have that chair that says Ford on it. They actually have it in storage, the original chair. Now, the technology that they developed gives you the same benefit from that whole body light, but just in your head. You do the light in your head, and the way your body's designed, it's like fiber optic, right? So the light gets carried throughout your whole body, and you get the same value and benefit, actually more, because the technology has come so far with the light now that you get more value today than you did from when that chair was built way back when, you know. But it's the whole reason why NASA put this program together is because when you're in space, you lose bone density. And so they needed to find a way to combat that, and this is how they do it. Through these light treatments, the astronauts don't lose bone density. So the other people that they help is people with osteoporosis and all that stuff that have weak bones. It helps strengthen your bones. So,
Do you think that's a big market?
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot of people out there, right? Health, wellness, it's a massive, what's like $1 trillion industry.
yeah.
So it's huge. So we get the opportunity to help step in the company. They're doing a bunch of things right. They need help with a bunch of things also. The investment side of it, not that big of a deal. They're already making money. So it's not a pure startup. They're making money even though they don't really do a lot of things. They could sell this all over Europe, right? They need a couple different things, but things we can put into place to help them grow and help this company really explode. So within, if we do it right, within 6 months to a year, how many of you think this company will be rock and roll?
Yeah.
I think so. And then all of a sudden we build the infrastructure, the manufacturing, and get that sourced so that we have other backers, probably licensing the technology to somebody bigger who already has manufacturing and distribution, and then go on Ellen and other shows like that, Dr. Oz, and prove this stuff works and let them try it. Give them free units that they could actually go and use themselves. All of a sudden, guess what? If we have Ellen, let's just use that example. If we go give Ellen a free unit, and we know that we're coming on Ellen next month, and we send her a free unit. Here, check this out, and here's how you do it, blah, blah, blah. And she tries it out, and then she goes on the show and says, I tried this myself, and I loved it, and da-da-da-da-da. What do you think is going to happen? You get millions in sales. It's just going to happen just like that. But you got to have somebody with deeper pockets that can handle that influence.
Yeah. And you know, the other thing that I think is that they've made it at a really affordable price point. So it's something that, you know, a unit's like $1,800. So it's great. People can buy it.
Well, it's not for everybody yet, but as they get the more sales, guess what's going to happen to the unit cost? It's going to go down. But right now, it's a made in America product, which is cool.
Yeah.
So let's kind of review, right? You found this through basic networking,
Yes.
building a relationship.
Yes.
You're not trying to pitch them on anything,
Yep.
right? You're having a conversation with them. You find out what their pain points are, what they need help with.
Mm-hmm.
We provide a solution, and they say yes.
Yes.
Is that about right?
That's about it.
Does everybody kind of get that?
Yeah.
That's all he did. Does that sound magical? What he did is magical? Okay, we need to get you into a different group of people. But do you all get what I'm saying, right? Can you all do what he just did? Yes. Right? Now, granted, I help coach him along. We you know, it's like, oh, okay, I want you to go back and say this. I want you to go do this.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
every step that I took, I'd be in communication with Mike. I'd ask him what to say. If I didn't get if he texted me back and I didn't understand it, I said, can we talk? And then we talk, and then he'd clarify it for me. And then I made sure that I delivered on his intent. Because I'm going to say it like this because I can't think of a better way to say it, but what I understand in this relationship is that I'm your instrument, you know? And if I can be your instrument out there, then that's all there is for me to do. It's just be your instrument. Let you speak through me, look through me, so that I can go out and look at 100 deals and bring you the 10 that are the right ones. And if I can just do that one thing, then everything else is gonna work itself out. The people are gonna get a great deal. They're gonna be able to live their dreams. I'm gonna get a nice deal, and you're gonna get what you need in terms of getting all the parts of it.
It's going to work. Yeah, he's got a really good ability that he just actually follows the recipe and says, okay, well, I'm supposed to put in this ingredient. I guess I'll go do that.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound right to me, but I'll do it anyway.
Yeah.
Would you say that's the good
Yeah.
part?
Yeah, I spent 9 years in the Army, so I learned, if you follow the instructions, everything goes the way it's supposed to go. So you just go follow the instructions. So, and that, I think that's a huge part, is that when Mike gives you an instruction, even if it doesn't make sense to you, he's told me to say stuff that I would never say on my own. But that's why I asked for clarification. Can we talk? You sure you want me to say that? And then he calls me and says, I want you to say this, and I want you to say it like this. And I'm okay. And then I go and I say it, and then they go, sure, yeah, okay, I'm in with that. I'm like, holy cow. In my mind, in my face, I'm trying to be like, oh. But in my mind, I'm like, yeah, it worked. Oh my God. But just do it. That's the main thing. It's just do what he says.
It works. Anybody have any questions for Joe? Cool, let's give Joe a round of applause, shall we?
How long have you been doing this, Joe?
Since we met June 24th. Yeah.
Yeah, I know he's been at it a long time.
Yeah. And we met June 24th.
Everybody's a little bit different, right? There's no time frame that anybody goes.